Every day you can find online the wealth of the richest 500 people updated daily on Bloomberg.com. Just now I downloaded it and added up the columns. There are 500 people. Their combined wealth is $8.1 trillion. That means that on average, these 500 people have $16 billion of wealth. Now, I have it on good authority that you can get by with just $1 billion. You probably would agree with me. You don't really need more than $1 billion in your bank account to get by. And yet their average is $16 billion. They have $7.5 trillion beyond the billion in their bank account. Now, why do I raise this point? Because by and large, and not with too much simplification, these people are running our world. You better believe it. In my country, the United States, which is governed by billionaires perhaps more than any other country in the world, we're in the middle of a debate because President Biden has suggested a tiny increment of taxes for the rich. And this is deemed to be outrageous, impossible, un-American. The US Treasury had the temerity to say that because the rich are evading taxes, that means illegally not paying taxes, hundreds of billions of dollars, that our Internal Revenue Service should have more revenue so that it could audit these people and crack down. The Republican Party said, un-American. We don't want the government meddling in the tax accounts of people, because those taxpayers pay for the Republican Party. If you want to see how, look at opensecrets.org. It has what we can gather of how our plutocracy works. We know that $14 billion was given to politicians at the federal level in 2020 for their campaigns. $14 billion. I can assure you where most of that came from the richest people, so that when the issue of enforcing the tax laws comes up, or the issue of raising taxes on the rich comes up, the representatives know just where to vote. I'm sorry to sound a little crude in this, but this is what is standing between us and having a livable planet, a decent planet, a place where people can prosper. You know, just a modest proportion of the income on that wealth, just take a 5% return, and they earn more than that, I can assure you. But a 5% return on that $8 trillion comes to $405 billion a year. That's for 500 people on the planet. You know what could be done with that $405 billion per year? Every child in every one of your countries could be in school with a decent education. Everybody on this planet could have access to primary health care. Everybody could have access to renewable energy. But they don't. 1 billion people are struggling for survival, including many people in the Honorable Foreign Minister's country of Tanzania, a wonderful country, a beautiful country, and a country with tremendous poverty. And then our government say, oh, we don't know where to get the money. Budgets are so tight. Well, I can give a list of 500 people with $8.1 trillion. And if you don't want to focus just on 500, focus on the 3,000 billionaires in the world. They have $15 trillion of wealth. There's no shortage of funds, of technology, of knowledge. But the whole rich world together couldn't come up with $100 billion that they promised 12 years ago in Copenhagen for developing countries for the climate. It's mind-boggling. This is a mental disease of the super rich. Pope John Paul II had a good term for it. He called it structures of sin. Why do we tell each other all the wonderful things we all agree should be done? Where is the accountability for the rich and the powerful? I know in my country there is no accountability right now. The United States is a locus of these structures of sin. It is a country with incredible military power to destroy. By the way, I'm sure you would agree, but if we haven't caught on now, military power can create nothing good. Every war the United States has been in has been completely destructive. The ignorance of the leadership in the United States is unbelievable. I'm not talking about particular individuals. I'm talking about a mindset. Because when you have a big army, you think it solves problems. When you have 6,000 nuclear warheads, you think it solves problems. When you have hundreds of billionaires, you think you run the world. We have a media so vile, owned by Rupert Murdoch, another one of these billionaires that I regard as one of the most evil people on the planet, who tells Americans every day, don't do this socialism of taxing the rich. That's socialism. You know what the biggest warning we get in the United States is? Don't be like Europe. That's the great horror. Of course, said by senators and congressmen who don't even have a passport and don't know. This truly is our crisis, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have accountability of the rich and the powerful.